I'll just get started now. Only a couple minutes late, I think. Not I think I'm late, but I think it should start. There we go. I love when the page wakes up and it says, yeah, it's been going on for 5 seconds already. We just didn't tell you. Hang on a second. Need to let everybody know that we're live. I'm ping in the thread in the Discord. The Discord's in the description. I was tempted to add more things to the description, and I should probably put more work into it. But the problem is, unlike videos, you cannot copy details from previous things. The description stays whatever it was last time you looked at it, which I think is worse than what you can do for videos. And I don't know how people get around that. I'm sure there's something that I'm missing. But usually when you go to post a video, you can scroll up and then you can grab the details from a previous video. There's no such thing for starting a live stream, setting up a live stream. I think. I might be wrong. I've been wrong before, once or twice. But not lately. Okay. This needs to go here. I guess we're doing pretty good at clearing lines. We've got a very strong start, but it's about to get worse. And of course, this is our pre-stream stream. This is where we sort of get ready. Give people time to show up to the stream. Give people time to get in and say hello and get situated. Who knows if it's going to be a busy Thursday or a quiet Thursday. For me, it did not feel like Thursday. The end of the week here really snuck up on me. And I'm not sure why. It's not like it's been a particularly busy week. I think maybe it's because it hasn't been. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Yeah, I wish this was facing the other direction. You know what? I think I'm just going to screw myself over a little bit more. Oh, that was maybe the worst thing I could have done. Oh, and it gets worse. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Well, let's get this over here, I suppose. Put this down here. Yeah, that fits really nicely. Okay, we're gonna put this here, and then we're gonna drop this, get it vertical, put it there. All right, we're gonna knock out one line doing that, which is good because hopefully it means things start falling into places. Usually there's at least one person that comes and says hello by now. It looks like it's going to be a very quiet Thursday, which is fine because I think it's going to be a boring Thursday. And this is my warning for everyone right now. I think I'm going to take a break from doing scenery to work on the industries because, because one of the users in our Discord was driving around in Bellington, and I thought, man, I wish there was a reason to do that. You know? Okay. I think I need to get one of those rules that allows you to tag cars for the session, just to sort of keep things straight for the player. Maybe. I don't know. I'm still at the stage of rethinking what utility is, like how to make things useful for the player. There we go. Get over there. I'm still at the stage of figuring out what needs to stay and what needs to go in terms of track marks and things like that. Because I don't want to leave too much fluff if I can help it. Because the more junk that I leave around, the longer the track mark list is going to get. And the longer the track mark list gets, the more difficult it is to use the track mark list. And I want to be able to actually use everything. I want things to be sort of kept straight straight enough that you can know what's going on. Okay. Okay. Oh, shoot. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, this... I was feeling really good, and now things are out of hand. I was just stacking up blocks. I wasn't even taking down lines. Oh, man. Oh, alright. That was poor. We've definitely done better than that. Okay, so things that I need to get us underway, and also I have the wrong video up. I need Springfield, Massachusetts rail cam. Come here, give me that. Put that in here. YouTube properties. YouTube. And now it should come back as, uh-oh. I'll sign in to confirm you're not a bot. I guess we'll just have to use regular YouTube for now. Gonna have to interact, and we might end up getting some things down there as a consequence. Oh, wait, why is it small? Wait, I know what this is. There's usually a chat on the right side that I need to get rid of. Whatever. I think we'll just have to live with that. I don't know why it's screwy. We'll fix it later. Okay. Oh, there's the chat. Now if I hide the chat, now it is normal size. Now we can get our ASMR diesel background that I know everybody loves because they park a million trains overnight here. Okay, so today's going to be an industry episode, and we're going to start from this end of the map. We will do a little bit of... What's up, Reddit? We will do a little bit of scenery work, though, because I want to do this intersection. This is like the last thing to do on this side of the map before the tree pass, which is the last scenery thing to do on this side of the map. Let's switch over to route layer. Work in the session on the route layer. That's always been my recommendation. Always, since I figured out that that's how I want to do things. Let's grab this with one side. Okay. And then we shall put down another spline point there. And do the other side. And we will adjust that in Surveyor 2.0 because you can move things linearly. I feel like the sort of how to build a road sort of instructions, everyone's already seen this before. Place spline with selected asset, and yet I'm here going, oh yeah, I think this, I think that, I'm not sure. It's been a little while since I've done an intersection like this, and I am a little bit rusty. But let's see. Oh, we got a train, sounds like. I'm going to have to lower that, and then we're going to need some spline points. Nope, not what I wanted to do. We're going to need a spline point here. This has been a long time coming, huh? Have you seen the stupid intersection I had to do for Toledo, Oregon? I saw what you were posting, although I did not see a specific intersection that sort of piqued my civil engineering chaos brain. I'll have to definitely look again. If you want to just send a photo of it in the thread, I'll be happy to give you a live reaction. Because I don't remember it specifically. Toledo, Oregon is the town you've been building up a hill, right? That's been very impressive to me. That's the kind of terrain variation in a built-up space that I kind of aspire to because, well, one, it looks really good, and B, it's more realistic than your entire town being flat, which is a thing that is done a lot. It's very easy to do in Trainz because it's difficult to do anything else. I broke the rule I set where the roads have to be the same general shape. By same general shape, are you meaning like in a grid or on the same level? What do you mean by general shape? I don't know about importing real maps because I would need to find one at the right elevation, and that would be its own headache, right? I mean, I could start copying and pasting stuff and do terrain addition, but the game gets really kind of mad when you do that with a big area. Doesn't like it. I've done it a little bit before, not with predefined like DEM terrain, but with the pre-done terrains and just sort of copied them out over the largest area I could. Oh, it creates an it creates an assets then an image. Okay, sorry, I thought you were talking about like a height map. I suppose I could do that. There's really no reason for me not to. Although the one hesitation, the one reason I could be hesitant, is if I were to do that, see, a town layout is dependent on its geography, very heavily, of course. And when you're up there in the mountains, because I'm going to be doing the terrain work by hand, it's not going to look like any specific thing, and I feel like if I overlay any particular town's layout on top of it, it's not going to line up in a way that is satisfactory. Maybe it just won't be satisfactory to me, but I think, as useful as it could be, I think I would get a lot of mileage out of doing it by hand. Certainly because that's sort of my shtick, right? Route building from first principles. I would really love to do a real-life map one of these days, and I've talked about about doing like DEM-related maps. Also, tell me if this background is too loud. I've talked a lot about doing DEM maps, and I've talked a lot about doing historical maps, because there was a point in time where I said, if Tolbrynd ever goes down the tubes, if I ever lose the map for whatever reason, the next mega project I'm going to embark on is doing the track work of the United States. And, you know, like a composite, so like the most track that you can have, so you would have every route available. Which is a crazy project, like a genuinely insane prospect. But, you know, it could work. It would certainly be interesting. And it would be sort of fun to be able to experience that, even if the landscape is just a landscape. Like, I wouldn't do any scenery, it'd just all be gray grid. I would just do all of the track work ever. That ever has been. Okay. I want this to be as lined up as I can get it, so that when I attach the track to it, it's not weird and crooked. That's probably going to be as close as one can get. One can get. That came out great. Are you using texture for the asphalt on the roads on the right? You know, like not spline roads? because that's cool. Um, although I see the asphalt parking lot on the top right. How did you manage the clean line between that and the road? It's really good. Mix of splines and textures. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Matt. Uh, no idea if you've ever done this, but I'd love to see the Tolbrynd map overlaid onto a map of somewhere in the US to get a size comparison. That would be neat. I mean, I did put a scale bar on the map, but I've never put it up against anything. I suppose I could figure that out. Oh shoot, I forgot that. Yeah, okay, I just need to click off center, like way off center. Maybe I should do this in Severa too, so that I can more easily see what I have selected. Okay, there we go. But that is, I mean, I think it's a really neat intersection. It's terrible from a traffic engineering standpoint, but it's really impressive that you managed to, well, make it look so good, but also just to do it. The combination of splines and textures is pretty solid. Okay, so like I said, today is going to be an industry episode. It's going to be making new ones instead of updating old ones, because I don't feel like turning on Living Railroad and seeing that catastrophe again. I will wait until there's an update. But I need to remember the rules, the things that we learned from our experimentation with Living Railroad. Every industry track needs to take out or take in only one and exactly one commodity. And only one and exactly one that can be loaded into anything. So this right here is going to be a tank farm. It's probably going to take in, I don't know, diesel and something else. Diesel and gasoline, let's say, for example. I mean, I can look at our list of industries and list of commodities is the word I was looking for. And it needs to be a liquid, you know? Kerosene I don't think is going to be delivered like this, so it's probably going to be petrol and diesel. I can't think of anything else that would fit so well. And since petrol and diesel are, let's see, 388,000, they go in. Do they go in the same car? One of them goes in Standard Oil Tanker 1. I think I picked out different. Okay, yeah, one of them goes in Standard Oil Tanker 1. The other one goes in Texaco 3-dome HW tank. So, let's get those and put those out. There's a Railroader update? Oh, like a pre-release sort of thing? And Matt, don't worry, I wasn't saying like, oh, the scale bar is there, you're all set. I was saying that that's something that I could use to line it up. Although, in truth, I should use the grid to line it up. Alright, Standard Oil Tank Car number 1. This is going to be, supports, no, not avgas, not crude, diesel. Limited queues load. What does that mean? Oh, this is support. Oh, I get it. No, I need to do this. Diesel fuel, check. Copy to neighboring vehicles. And then, what did I say? It's the 3-bay tank car. Texaco 3-dome HW tank. 3-bay tank car. Yeah, like a hopper. I think it has a hyphen. Yeah, there it is. So these guys are going to be gasolina, or petrol. Now, do I want it to be 3 cars a day? Let's see, how many can we fit over here? I'm thinking that we can fit more than 3, that's for sure. I mean, 4 is probably it, and it'll consume 1 car load every 6 hours. That'll be fine. That'll be how that works. Okay, so I'm also going to add some. I'm going to add 2 more for, you know, the way out here. Not only do you have the limit contextual info, but you also have the spline rotations. Listen, I will never get rid of the spline rotations because that's how I know if the game has crashed. That was always a great utility to me back in the day. What is the limit contextual info? What am I missing there? Could I get more stuff? Keyboard features, interface settings, limit. Oh no, I have that turned off. Okay, so I don't want to limit. What happens if I turn that off? Whoa. Oh, they don't show up unless I'm on it. Oh, weird. That's very clean. I'll definitely use that for taking screenshots. It's weird that it doesn't get rid of these. You know, if I feel like that would be limited. I think I am someone who's, what's the word? I'm practically immune to overload in my UI. And I don't know why that is. I just never notice it. And Gloria always notices it because we will be playing Fallout and I will have the entire side of my screen is all the quests I currently have running, like all the daily quests I have open, and Gloria has like the one they're currently doing and that's it. And they look over at my screen and it drives them totally nuts, which, you know, that's, if you're not driving your wife nuts, you're not being a good husband. Wait until I get to your routes and I can't even see the trackbed I assume under all the splines, spline points. Okay, so we're gonna need to add these industries to the list, right? And that's something I haven't done in a while, and I might just throw on the screen, my edge. I might just throw on the screen share feature. I just need to clear out my pings and stuff. I also need to say, Trainz route building stream live now. We are working on programming industries today. And that should be that. Nope, that's not. Nope, that's the wrong thing. I sent the Springfield rail cam. I sent the Springfield rail cam. There we go. There we go. I just sent the Springfield rail cam in the Trainz official Discord. They're going to be like, what the heck is this? Okay, let me click over to Tolbrynd Peninsula thread. That's all we need to see. And let me share my whole entire screen, except for the little corner where my face is. So, industries in balance. This is going to be consumer industry. And also, this is... The Switch today is something that I'm not going to need. I don't think, going forward. Who knows? Commodity balance. Do we have anything that takes petrol yet? We don't. So we're going to need a new role, or a new row for that. I think. Yeah. Freight cars and loads. Petrol, fuel. Commodity balance. It's going to be right here. Units per carload, and then I think I can just do this and it should automatically populate with no errors. And then we will have to add that to the consumer industries. Now we don't have anything. This is a new region. I mean, we have stuff from Pan Am, but we don't have this area built in, or like in the list yet. So we're gonna have to add that. And this is, of course, Dells, Dells, if I remember right, because we've got our little Dells schoolhouse somewhere around here. Yeah, you. Dells School, which is on the wrong side of the river. But this is all Dells, or was once upon a time, and then it was consumed. So let's add that to the list. Location. So we need one row above Bellington. Dells. Name is, well, we need to name these, don't we? I was napping, but the smell of my cat's poop woke me up. That's unfortunate, I guess. I hope it's not because the poop is in a place where poop should not be. I've had that before. That's never fun. Not with the cat, but with the dog. Okay, so fuel tanks. I need to know what I'm grabbing, and maybe I should be doing this in Surveyor 2 so that I can see more easily. Alright, so this is, I've grabbed this industry. And I can edit details, right? Alright. And this brings up, now we need to get the name right. We need to get the name right. And we need to follow along the standards. So, industry track, town or railroad name use. So this is going to be, do I have an abbreviation for Bellington yet? I do, and I don't have an abbreviation for South Bellington, but I can put an abbreviation for Dells, just to break things up a little bit. Or maybe I should put in DE. I'm trying to think of if there's any other place on the map that's going to need DE or DL. I don't think so. Yeah, so we're gonna do DE for this area because there are a lot of things in this area, and I want to break it up as much as possible. How do I edit the name of this? Oh. What am I missing? Oh. Can I only do that in Surveyor 1? What am I missing? Alright, let's go back to Surveyor 1. Sometimes I wonder what it is in Surveyor 2 that I don't understand yet. Okay, we're going to say DE. So it's abbreviation. Communication route description, industry track, town or railroad name use. Why is it town or railroad? Why did I do that? Is it because... Is it because certain things are, or if they're out on the main? Did I use railroad for any of the industry tracks? That's kind of a question. Hold on. The easiest way to figure that out is if I go into the schedule library. Oh no, sorry. If I go into the driver setup and I look at our drivers here, which, yeah, these are just all the ones I don't want going anywhere. And I say drive to, okay, Gilson Eastern, Brosley Dairy. Yeah, so this is stuff that's out on the main. That, I guess, makes sense. And you can see there's a bunch of stuff that we have not updated with the new titles at all. We'll have to get to that eventually. Some of these things are going to be useless. Like, I probably should label them like ZZ to get them out of the way of the numbering scheme, because there are things that are industries that are not going to be accessible because they can't be run by multiple industries, and we have a bunch of those already, and here's one of them. Because I need everything to be customizable, we can't use regular multiple industries, which means, like, or sorry, we can't use regular industries, we have to use multiple industries, which means stuff like this has got to go away. Anyway. Back to work. Okay, so if I click over here, this is going to give me the one on the left, right? And then if I go increasingly towards... No? Okay. If I hit escape, can I close that window? Oh, okay. DE, tank, farm, use. So name, use. DE, Dells, tank, farm, petrol. I'm just going to say petrol. And I'm going to name them first so I know which one I'm clicking on. DE, Dells, tank, farm, diesel. Okay, so it's not going to be super straightforward, but these might be the easiest ones we do today because they are simple industries. We are going to need diesel. We're going to need diesel fuel in this one. The diesel fuel is going to be done with units, just like everything else on the map, or items. I do that wrong every time. I need to remember, and by remember I need to look it up again in the industry calculator. If we want 4 productions per day, the time for production is going to be 21,600. So our duration is going to be 21,600, which is to say every 21,600 it's going to consume some diesel fuel. Thank you, it's gone now. We are going to need our queue to be twice the size of what we consume. I don't remember what we were doing for way bills. I should have written that down. That should be in the standards document somewhere. I will have to check another industry. I think I am going to set the way bill to 50%. That seems like the right thing to do. Now this is diesel. Diesel fuel is... Units per carload of diesel fuel is 38,800. So if we go into the industry calculator, we say units per carload is 38,800. Time for production is 21,600, and I could do this much more easily, but units per production is going to be 388,000. Also going to put in 388,000 here, so we can see what it is for a number of cars. That means the queue has to be 310,400, because that is twice the commodity getting consumed each day. 310,400. Yep. That means if it's half full and you drop off an entire load for it, which would be 4 cars, like an entire day's load, it'll still go into the industry. And it'll start half full, which is, or half empty, depending on how you want to look at it, 155,200. So, 155 at 200 units. Don't know why there's an off by 1 error. That's the way it's always been. Multiple pickup drop-off. Diesel fuel. It is going to unload from vehicle. It's going to consume 38,800 every 21,600. It's going to be start enabled, and I'm not going to have a selected vehicle because that's way too deep in the weeds for me. That's where I draw the line. Okay, there's no reachable source of diesel fuel. We can go and build a diesel fuel thing over in staging. Maybe staging is going to be a next time project. Okay, so next thing, petrol. Same deal. Petrol fuel. We're going to set the products to items. We're going to go and find the carloads for petrol, which is, I think, a little bit less than diesel for some reason. Well, the car is a little bit different. Petrol fuel is 32,000. So, 32,000. And no loads refused. 32,000 has got to go into the industry calculator. 32,000. That times 8 is 256,000. 256,000. We're going to start with 128,000. If my Minecraft math does not fail me, this is going to unload petrol fuel from the vehicle. It's going to consume petrol fuel, and then it is going to 21,600 consume 32 every 6 hours. So it'll consume 4 carloads a day. That was a little bit smoother. How about that? We did that one much faster. Awaiting dispatch of petrol fuel. Now, where on this map can you get petrol fuel from? There's no other place for it. Part of me wants to turn on the thing and just see where it's reaching. You know what? It's probably getting it from... I know what's happening. It's getting it from the cars that are out there in the yard, huh? Show path manager. Let's see. If we go to DE, which is after C, awaiting dispatch of petrol fuels. Okay, no, okay. It doesn't say, but I bet it's those cars out in the yard. All right, we got 2. We got 2 industries. Now, when you're driving around on the map, you have a reason to come over here. What about this one? This has got to be some sort of general goods warehouse. I don't think we named this place. No, we did not. What could we put here? Honest question. I want to look at the industries and the commodities that we have and see if there's anything that really sticks out that we could possibly put here. Now, take note of the fact that it's got semi-trucks parked outside, so it can't be something aggregate. And there's also a big pile of scrap metal here. Maybe that well, you know what? Maybe it is some kind of aggregate. We've got aggregate back here, but it would have to be... I don't think we have... like, this is not designed to unload hoppers, and this platform does not say hoppers. It says boxcars. Can I add the NS 8098 Conrail Heritage Unit? No, I'm sorry, I cannot. It is out of era. But I noticed that you have brought your own, which is fine by me. Welcome to the show. Okay, I don't know what offset paper means. I don't know why it's offset. We could always have pallet of goods, which is different than goods for some reason. It is carried by the mill gondola and nothing else. That I don't like. It needs to be something carried by a boxcar, I think. And so what interesting stuff do we have in boxcars? I mean, we've got paper rolls, we've got orange pallets, we've got general goods, of course. We've got pallets of cheese. We've got invisible automobiles. We've also got canned beans, peaches, sardines, and soup. We have hardware, tools. I don't think this is going to be hardware. We've got bags of potatoes. We've got wood furniture. Okay. There's nothing good in the stock car, I would imagine. Like the stock, we're not going to use a stock car for this. Do the nickel plate, cement bag, fertilizer bag, flour bag, fruit can, fruit pallet, general goods. Hops in a boxcar, yeah. Oats, potatoes. Oops, we've got a mess up in the formula here. Wheat. Yeah, no. I need something that's probably palletized or bagged. Um, that's not a mess. This is a 36-foot boxcar. Um, it is a 36 foot. It's not a 36-inch boxcar. B&M boxcar. We've got John Deere tractors, IKEA pallets. Do we want to do IKEA pallets? Um, Different kinds of lumber, general auto parts, farm equipment. Farm equipment might not be bad. I think we could do farm equipment. And the reason I'm saying that is iPhone factory. Uh, Invisible Bowmobile factory. The reason I'm saying farm equipment is you've got these aggregates. So this is some sort of supply place of something. This is going to be Dell's Tractor Supply Company. No affiliation with the other one. And there's going to be plenty of farm equipment coming into this area, that's for sure. So this does make a significant degree of sense. Let's see if we can line this up. Let's see if we can get it parallel. It's the most tedious part. They said the waiting was the hardest part, but... Did anyone see that 1 inch of snow tonight down at the corner of my screen? It was 60 degrees the other day, almost. It really felt like we were going to be in spring for a minute, and that was a lie. Okay, so this can go right here. Yeah, that's close enough. If anyone knows of good freight cars that are in era, so transition era, that are on the download station, that have interesting or unique commodities that we don't already have, I would be more than happy to learn about them so that I can include them in this. Because that is the bottleneck. The bottleneck is having cars that support these commodities. Random fact of the day, WMAX 3814 has had a Wile E. Coyote sticker on its nose for like 2 years now. I've seen that. I have seen that. I saw that. I always sort of assumed it was photoshopped. Which is what we did before we AI generated everything. I'll always miss the memes that were made in Photoshop poorly, but with heart, right? That means more. Somebody making a poor Photoshop of a meme means way more than somebody AI generating something goofy. It means you put yourself into it. I believe you. I believe you. I just, had never... I didn't know. All right. So this is going to be DE, and this is going to be... Well, should we call it Dell's Tractor Supply, or should we call it something else? We need a good name for this place. Does anybody have an idea? Actually, I have an idea. Hey, NS Conrail Heritage Unit, I have an idea for you. How about this? It's called Heritable Farm Supply. Heritable Farm Supply, and then drop off. Okay, so let's go find that. Let's go find that farm supplies thing, which is going to be here in assets and balance. Oh, it's called farm equipment. Hello, farm equipment. 24 units, which means if we're going to do 4 cars a day, do we want to do 4 cars a day? Can we get away with 3? Because I think we should be able to get away with 3. I don't want to go too crazy. Or maybe we can do 2. We'll do 2 cars a day. We'll keep it easy. We will not be totally crazy with our arrangement here. Plus, we clearly have some stuff coming in by truck, so the rail is not the end-all be-all of what's coming to this place. So farm equipment, there you are. It's 24 to a car, so it's going to be 48 for 2 of them, and if you combine two 48s, you get 96. 96, way bill of 50%. Products, this is going to be in items. Processes, it's going to consume farm equipment. It's going to consume 12 every 21,600. And the one track is going to unload from vehicle. Okay. We didn't finish adding the other thing into the list, did we? Okay. Well, it's okay. We will do that now. 48 items in there, and I think this one is done. So now we need to add everything into the spreadsheet properly. So these are all consumer industries, so they all need to go in here. This is going to be called... what is the name? What is the name of this place? It's going to be... Or it is what? Dell's Tank Farm, right? Dell's Tank Farm Petrol. And then we need a insert row above. Bellington, Dell's Tank Farm, diesel. And the commodity is, of course, going to be diesel fuel and petrol fuel, right? Yes. This maximum and current is probably going to have to change. The way we have this set up is not very useful. It used to be different. There used to be certain industries that were run old style and could produce very, very quickly. I don't think we're going to do that anymore. We are just going to set a maximum for it. Well, okay. If yeah, I mean, it's if an industry doesn't produce to its full potential, shall we say, then that's fine. It just doesn't. I don't think it's worth me trying to fix that right now. But we're gonna have to fix it later. Is what I'm saying. All right, reset that. Let's see. Consumption per day of diesel fuel is. Let's see. What do we remember? It's 38. It's whatever it is. You know what? I can do some math, can't I? 38,800 times 4. So equals 38,800 times 4. And then I'm just going to copy that. And then I'm going to Control-Shift-V so I don't copy the formatting over. For the petrol fuel, we know that that is 256,000. So, no, sorry, it's 128,000. Yeah, because it's 4 carloads. Okay. The next thing is the heritable, whatever the place. So, insert row above, Bellington, Dell's, heritable farm supply, and the commodity is farm equipment, and it's lowercase. The consumption per day is 48, which is going to be 2 carloads. Okay. That's in there. Now I need to make sure they're in the commodity balance, which the petrol fuel is in there already. The farm equipment has got to go in here. So, FARM. Farm equipment, and then we will copy all this in. And that just shows us we need to make a place, someday we need to make a place that produces 2 carloads of farm equipment so that we can balance these books, because this is looking over the whole map. You'll notice, like, you know, as for logs, we produce 29 carloads of logs, and we consume 28 carloads of logs, so we've got 10 logs left over on the map, for the whole map. I'm Mr. Conductor, and today I'd like to tell you a story about trains. Hello, Ryan. Okay, I watched, where is it? Watched it today. I wasn't paying attention, so I might put it on again tomorrow, just to catch up, um, just to be on point with my Thomas the Thomas the Magic Railroad isms. Okay, um, what's next? So one of the biggest hurdles in here, in this area, aside from this, which is its own problem that I'm not. This is going to be a really annoying one because it's one of the default industries, which means I have absolutely no control over it because, like, I have it set, right? But I need to have more. I can't change it again because I'm stuck with the new thing. If I touch this, look how precise that is. Look, like, wow, look, it's well done. Cancel that. Okay. Um, I really do not enjoy the changes to the industry UI. They make it much more difficult to use. Okay. Now, we might have to. So this is an icing platform. I don't know if we can actually do anything with this. Because while we do have some cars that have icing, that we have some ice reefers, and they do take in ice. I don't. The game, I would imagine, has no idea how to handle that, and I'm not sure how we should handle that. It's a problem. It's a problem for later. It's something I might just leave alone. One of the biggest hurdles for this area is the Ameren meat packing plant, which is going to be a complicated industry, I think. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's right, because we're going to have an unloading track back here, and yeah, that's going to be the biggest thing. We're going to have an unloading track back here. We're going to have a outbound loading stuff track here, or maybe this is going to load something else into the factory, and then this is going to be the outbound, or we could have two different tracks here that are outbound. And then this is going to be, this is like a shoe factory, like a leather works tannery. Parsons Tannery. And then we had something over here. Once upon a time, right? So that's three. Three down, 1,000,000 to go. I need to do this one. The thing we need to do, the thing I need to remember to do, is there are four main Aggie commodities that I want to put in here. And they are, if I remember right, wheat, barley, hops, and a fourth thing. And we have 3 giant elevators over here, and 1 little farming supply company, which I think is deliberately disconnected from everything. Like, it doesn't have a track. And then we have the 1 smaller elevator over here. Might have been wheat, barley, hops, and corn. Let's see. What have we got for assets? Once again, I'm looking at the assets. So we have argon gas. Yeah, that'll go. We've got corn. We have... hay is not what I need. I mean, let's see, what did I say? I said wheat, barley, hops, and corn. We've got barley. We've got two different kinds of barley, as a matter of fact. We have corn. We have... let me go find the wheat. Right? Wheat. Yep. Let me go find hops. Although you probably don't need a giant grain elevator for hops. What am I missing? Peas. Yeah, I'm going to put peas in here. Is there anything that is out of the ordinary that ends up in a grain elevator? Soya beans. Beans. Grain elevator full of beans. It's got to be stuff that's in our... where's our 2-bay hopper that I love so much? There it is. Plaster peanuts... I'm sorry, peas... Plastic granular, that's not helpful. Oats. Oats is another one. We also have malt. We've got hops. We've got another kind of grain. We have wheat and grain. We also have flour, but we're not going to put flour in a grain elevator. Cement doesn't make any sense for that. So, are we missing anything? Limestone aggregate, no thank you. These things, no. Quartz sand, no. Rice probably doesn't make sense in a grain elevator. Sugar, taconite pellets, and wheat. So, of these, we need to narrow it down to 4. And I'll probably drop the ones that I'm least interested in, or the ones that are least useful here. We've already used barley in places, and I think I'm going to tag these really briefly. Well, no, I already have. I don't know why that is yellow. Why is that yellow? What takes steel rods? That does. You know, if it's yellow and I can't remember why it's yellow, then what is it doing? It's not serving any purpose at all. Okay. So, these are the things. And we've got, and I would love it if somebody who knows more about grain elevators could tell me what does and doesn't go in a grain elevator, because I don't know. I assume grain goes in a grain elevator. I assume wheat may go in a grain elevator. I don't know about beans. Don't put battery acid in a grain elevator. All right, noted. I won't do that. We've got very large, medium size, and medium size for our 4 elevators here. One of them has got to be grain. One of them's got to be wheat. One of them's got to be oats. And what other one is that significant? Because I think hops and malt, I mean, don't get me wrong, beer's big business, but that's probably just going to go to a brewery, right? Or, I don't know. Corn. Corn is the other one. I think we're gonna do corn, hops, or not hops. Forget about the barley for now. I think we're gonna do corn, grain, not hops, not malt, oats, not soya beans, not steel rods, and wheat. So of those, what goes to what? We're already using some of these. Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, no, steel rods is probably not useful here. I love my steel rod soup. So we're already using some of these. We have corn on the map. We have grain on the map. We don't have wheat, and we don't have um, the other one that I picked out. So let's get those in here. Grain HP, yes. Oats. Oats are the other one. Goes right here. I'm going to say oats. Yes. And then wheat. Wheat thins. Which is very simple. It just says wheat. So one row above. And there we go. Alright, so we've got all of these. Now the question is which one is which. So I was thinking that of the bunch, wheat and oats, or sorry, grain and oats are probably the largest, and then corn can be the chunky one, and then wheat can be the other one. That's what I'm thinking. So that means this is wheat. This is going to be this is going to be corn. Oh geez. Oh my god. Oh, okay, yeah, no, we're fine for just everything here. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, it's a Dave Snow industry. That's what happens. This is gonna be corn. This is kind of wild. Well, it is what it is. Okay. Corn. We'll say this one is oats. And we'll say this one is grain. Okay. And over here we will do wheat. If it wants to load. Thank you. CSE grain elevator, or sorry, wheat elevator. Can it be called Colonel Cornelius Cornwall's Farms? Sure, why not? Okay, need a multiple industry. I could grab a small one, but the small ones love to break. See, if I get one of the little ones, and that one's not any good, but if I get one of these, they're untrustworthy. They stop working. If I go in here, you'll notice that... Oh, wait, no, it's not... Yeah, that makes me concerned. I am wondering if there's a small version of the one where everything is in English. And I'm just going to go in the download station real quick and see if I can find one. So, download station. Let's say, instead of installed, I don't care about this. Instead of installed, let's say, category, industry, multiple industry, new straight length 10 meters, height adjustable. You know what? Can I... What happened to the other ones? Oh, you know what? I bet the ones I have are obsolete, huh? Where are the ones that I have? Oh. Ah, there we go. There, well, there is your problem. Uh, I will download the newer version of the little ones, and maybe they won't be broken. I mean, hopefully they'll just update the old ones and they'll just work, TM. Okay. I'm fine with that. Let's try to use them. Let's try to use the, this guy. This little guy keeps biting my phone and my fingers. Ryan, I would love it if you made some custom Tolbrynd cars. You're welcome to jump in on the great Tolbrynd reskin project. Okay. Hopefully this hopefully the hitbox of this will not be completely occluded by the giant building next to it. The one attempt I made it uploading car to the DLS didn't go great as the asset is still waiting in queue. That's strange. I've never had that kind of issue. You should definitely reach out. I mean, you should try again, and if that one gets stuck too, just reach out to support and be like, hey, it's busted. What's going on? Okay, so this is going to be the... Oh, God. Okay, DE... CCC... CCCF... Wheat Elevator. Or I'll just say CCCF Grain Elevator... Wheat. Sure. Alright, and it proves that I can click on it. I just wanted to change this to spell out the whole thing, which is... There. Colonel Cornelius Cornwall. Yeah, that's how I feel about it, too. Okay, this is going to be the wheat elevator. We got to get wheat out here. Smoke wheat every day. Notably, it is 60,000 per carload. So that makes the math a little bit easier. Keep clicking around. Items, 60,000. Oh, shoot, hold on. 60,000 times 8. 6 times 8 is... Six times 8 is 48? No. 58? No. 60 minus 12. It is 48. Right? Yes. Waybill's going to be 50%. Yeah, so 480,000. It's going to be at, oh wait, no, I'm assuming that we're going to do, what am I doing? I am assuming, I'm just going off of nothing, that we are going to do 4 carloads a day, which is totally wrong. It should be like 10 at a minimum, right? It needs to be a lot of carloads a day. Which also I'm fine to lower this into the ground. Also, hey, you know what? Can we do the thing really quick? I'm just gonna, you know, do that. Now I know. Do. Okay, so that... Oh, whoops, clicked the wrong button. Oh, you know what? That is maybe too low. Yeah, okay. That's what I want it to look like. I want it to be a little sunk into the ground. Can't help but notice that this area is not flat. And that's causing us problems. So sink this into the ground too. Bring this up. Not too far up, but a little bit. Are these things? Yeah, okay. So this track here is done properly. Um, I just want it to be slightly sunken into the ground. Is that too much to ask? Let's bring it up just a hair. So that it's not totally buried for like its entire length, right? Sup, Mopac? This is the most I've paid attention to the height of a track since I was making the 2-foot gauge in the Iron Horseman Chronicles. And you know what? If you try to shove a line of cars along this, it's going to look really goofy, and that's kind of the point. So I would say we're doing a great job. Okay. So, yeah. Let's look at this here. Let's look at this here. Look at this grain elevator, and think about how many carloads a day is this thing going to be hoovering up? I think the minimum is 10. I also want to look at the track here, and if we grab, let's say, our 2-bay ACF covered hopper, Gilson Eastern. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5, 6, 7. I keep trying to put it in the grass. 8, 9, 10. Okay. That's definitely an amount. So for comparison, if I remember right, the grain elevator in Pan Am, which I can't remember what that one does, and I just went sailing past Pan Am. I think this one does corn, right? What does this one do? Oh, this loads. No, this loads into the thing. So this is wheat. Wheat goes into the car. How much wheat? How much wheat goes into the car? If a woodchuck could chuck wheat, no, it's not wheat. It's grain. It says 21, so there must be one other one where it does 1. There is another one where it does 1. That's right. So Pan Am. It's a producer industry, right? Pan Am grain elevator, grain HP produces 20 carloads a day. That's quite a few. Now I could see people are going to be needing to bring grain. A mix of hoppers and grain boxes would be cool. That's a good point. People are going to need to bring 20 carloads of grain from here into Bellington. This is flour bag on pallet. I really like this scene right here. Mostly because I spent way too much time building this culvert situation. And the fact that these tracks are supported by absolutely nothing. By the thinnest deck available. should be none of anyone's concern. Actually, I should fix that. I have an idea. Hold on. Let's go. Let's turn our spline points back on. Oh wait, no. Well, yeah, I should turn the spline points back on. Wrong button. There was a fleeting moment where I thought I would leave them off. All right, turn them back on. I need girder. Yes, you. Well, no, not you. I want something without railings. That's a problem. I need something without railings. Nope. I am Bender. Please insert girder. Okay, so if I were to grab a girder piece like this and put it... hold on. Let me get the height right first. It needs to be high enough to blend the top in, but low enough that you can't see the rails. And I'm going to hope beyond hope that this section of track is flat, because if it's not, it's going to be a real headache. We'll just have to do it by hand, play it by ear, play it by hand. That is better. Now, the question is, can I use Surveyor 2 to shuffle that around, to shift it around in a way that doesn't suck? Okay, Surveyor 2. Is this it? I have successfully grabbed it, yes. And I do want it to be underneath the track, so that's acceptable. Put another one right here. It's poking through just a little bit, that's okay, don't worry about it. This right here, and we might have to shift. What the heck was that? Something got knocked over and or fell outside. None of them are sticking out, okay? Right? Please do the needful, okay? Okay. Yeah, hey, that's better. I like that better. There's definitely at least one other bridge around here that looks like that. Yeah, we could do better for. Alright, so this place can handle 20 cars a day. It's pretty chunky. And that means for every cylinder, for every 6 cylinders, it's 10 cars. How about that? We'll use math and science to justify our inane BS. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cylinders times 2, which is to say that it should be taking in 30 cars a day, which seems like a lot, actually. Well, 30 cars is a lot of cars. But if you shifted it in 2 movements of 15, it wouldn't be terrible. These cylinders are smaller, so maybe we go with 24. Yeah, let's do 24. Which means let's go back to Surveyor Classic. And we'll put you guys in the yard here. And I'm going to add 24 cars. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 10, that's right. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I just realized this is the same track as that. Let's move these somewhere else. I don't even remember what these are for. Oh, these are the Rio Grande boxcars. What goes in the Rio Grande boxcars? Now it's a buffer car. What goes in these? Can I put the bean and 5 others? The Rio Grande boxcars. If we look at freight cars and loads, something 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 DRGW, right? 40-foot DRGW new. That may be what this is. I don't know how many different Rio Grande boxcars we could have. Yes, it is. So what do you carry by default, or what is your mandatory? You got to carry this hardware probably, or canned beans and sardines and soup. Um, oh, we are gonna do some canned sardines. We're definitely doing canned sardines later. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'll fill one with hardware, I guess. You gonna show up or no? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, so we need to set this up to consume 24 carloads of of wheat per day. It's going to be the busiest industry on the map, or at least in this area, at least for now, because this is the small one. The other ones are going to take more. Okay, so 60,000, and we're just going to use a calculator for this. 60,000 times 24, which let's oh shit. We've got to go all the way down to 48 to make this work, so that we can see double. 60,000. 60,000 times 48 is 2,880,000 units of this. That's a lot of wheat. Half of that is, which is 24, is 1,440,000. Okay, that's how much you have. Tracks, wheat, yeah, it's going to unload it from the vehicle, right? This is a, oh no, wait a minute. This is backwards. This is a loaded into the vehicle place. There's a difference. Nuts. Just going to make sure the other ones are the right way around. Yeah, this one is a taking out of the vehicle. This one's taking out of the vehicle. And this one is taking out of the vehicle. Right? Yes, because you've got the, well, it looks like it's set up to do both, right? Because it's got things on the bottom as well as things on the top. Unless this is like a recycling system. Well, it says when rail cars are being loaded. Because I figured this would be where stuff gets dropped off. From various things. Damn it. Have I done stuff the wrong way around? Honestly, I don't know if I care. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe they're going to be loaded into the thing anyway. Maybe I could put something that looks like a catcher. Do I not understand grain elevators? Is that my problem? I haven't spent any time around them, so I just don't get it. I want to put something that looks like this underneath. Actually, can I do that? What happens if I... Can I... Oh no, there's too much that's close to the edge here. Because I was going to say, if I take this and, like, clip it into the building... Oh, and it doesn't allow height chains. Nuts. Well, the thing with grain elevators is stuff goes in and then stuff comes out, right? So, right? Like that's how grain elevators work. These all seem to be set up so that you have trucks dropping off in a bay or something, and then loading it into the train. The problem with that one is it just doesn't seem like there is a place for loading. All right, yeah, these are this says unload, right? This one doesn't say anything. That one says load. And I mean, I honestly don't care that much, because whatever, it's a model railroad, but that one is obviously not for unloading from cars. Could I find something that looks like it though, and then just do a little building kit bashing? I think that would be a good thing to do right now. That's our opportunity. We've got to find a way to make lemonade out of lemons. Let's see. Welcome back, Redding. Unloading shed. Sometimes you ask and you receive. Sometimes it does just work. Now the problem is the other track is way too close there. So that doesn't just work because it's well within the dynamic envelope. I think we just need to slide everything over. Which is doable. So if I were to place this in such a way that it's outside of the dynamic envelope of this track here, which, is this track one of the mainline tracks, or is this part of, no, this is part of the yard lead. Okay, so it doesn't need to be, the clearance doesn't need to be great. But it's going to be kind of janky either way. Hey, wait a minute. We can't use this. It doesn't have texture on the inside. Oh, great. Alright, well. No, you can never is anything going to be easy. What is this? Whoa. Okay, well that's not useful, but it's very cool looking. Oh, unloading grate for rail or trucks. Maybe I just put one of these on the ground and call it good. Right, during one season you'd be loading, and during another season you'd be unloading from a grain elevator. I feel like I understand. I feel like I should understand how that works. Oh, tank car unloading area. I've never seen this one. This is neat. We could use that somewhere. Rotatable. Okay, anyway. I do think we could endeavor to find some things for grain. In fact, I should look at the grain-esque commodities. If we look at the stuff that is in this covered hopper, the lighter barley goes in the boxcars. So we can definitely make use of that if we want to have some grain boxcars. We have a bunch of stuff on pallets. Lumber. I don't know if there's anything else other than that barley. But you can get away with some other stuff. I can't help but notice that the load for wheat in the boxcar is significantly more than the load for wheat in the covered hopper. So if you wanted to play this map and use grain boxcars, you probably would have an easier time than using grain hoppers. Okay, so I've added that, and now we can continue with what we were doing. Oh shoot. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Okay, we got it. All right, we can't click off of this until we're done, for sure. Oh, and I hit cancel, so now we need to get these numbers again, which is fine because it's 288. Many zeros. And the Q is going to be half that, which is 144, several zeros. The multiple pickup drop-off, the wheat, it's going to get unloaded from the vehicle. It's going to consume it. We will figure that out in a second. Okay, that is already set to items, so there's that. Processes. Okay, so we need to consume 1,444,000. Sorry, 1,440,000. So it's going to be 24 carloads per day at 60,000 units per carload. And if we set the time to production for the normal quarter of a day, it consumes a crazy amount for production. Let's see. Can we do less than that? Can I do number of productions? Productions per day. Let's see. Can we do 24? Yeah, 3,600. So, and then it would consume one carload every whatever 3,600 seconds is. Which quick maths says 3,600 divided by 60 is an hour. So every hour. Oh, that makes sense because there are 24 of those in a day. How about that? Okay, so 3,600. So every hour it's going to consume one carload in bulk all at once, like me with a bag of chips. Okay, so we got that one done. We've got another industry done. Now it needs to go in the list. Consumer industries goes at the top of the list. Bellington, Dells. This is, oh god, what the hell is this place called? Oh wait, I need to actually look at the name of it and not DECCCF grain elevator wheat. Sorry. Commodity wheat. It's just wheat, right? Yeah, it's just wheat. Commodity balance, that's consumer industry, so it's going to consume 144,000, which is to say 24 carloads. And once again, I need to fix this formatting. Okay, we've got one more done. We're not going to be able to do all of Dell's today, but I think we're making good progress. So now you can run long grain trains and actually unload them somewhere. You'd need to load them up somewhere else, though, to get them in here. The coal mine is something I don't want to deal with yet. This is something I can't deal with yet. This is going to be a big headache. Let's see, what easy stuff is left? Oh, train's leaving. This is just a car shop, there's nothing going on here. I mean, this would be where you drop off repair parts, right? But it's not Railroader. I'll go and read those patch notes afterward. So that means the only thing left over here is this guy, which is a sort of fruit place. Let's see. Multi. How long is 200 meters? I mean, it's 2 football fields, practically. I'm American. I'm going to use anything other than the metric system. That's too long for me right now. Let's try something a little bit more reasonable, a 60-meter one, or we can probably just use the base built-in one. However, let's stick with this. Okay. Now, my question is, do we want to have 2 tracks for 2 different commodities. Now, it would mean that if you are unloading here, because this is going to be like a food warehouse, right? It would mean that if you're unloading here, and you have both of these tracks occupied, you need to move stuff out of the way in order to get into the tank farm. But that's not unrealistic. Do we do that? Because I think we should. Soybeans are an option. Soybeans are an option. For which? For this? Okay. Soybeans are an option for the grain elevator, I assume you mean. I've already... Are you... Mopac... Oh, God. If Mopac is way behind, Mopac's not going to hear me ask if he's way behind until the stream is over. He's... Mopac, the person that I know who knows the most about this kind of equipment, I guess. I don't know, maybe. Seems like he's knowledgeable in... I feel like I could ask him about how a grain elevator works. And if he's way behind, he's about to watch me run into my biggest lack of knowledge in recent memory on this map. Oh god, I'm gonna be so embarrassed for my previous self. Oh, I misheard what the industry... Oh, okay, oh god, okay. Whew, dodge that bullet. Redding, thank you for trying to get the message to him. That was quick thinking, that was good. Okay. But yeah, this is going to be palletized food goods of some description. There's going to be 2 places in town that do palletized food goods, or palletized goods, yeah, palletized food goods, which is going to be this place, which is Dell's, and then there's going to, you know, Dell's whatever, and then there's going to be this place, which is going to be a similar arrangement, and this is, you know, Bellington Cold Storage, or whatever you want to call it. This is a beautiful building. If I do say so myself, this is a fantastic building kit bash. I'm very proud of how that came out. Very happy. Okay. We need... The other thing is, I think these don't have the crazy, goofy, big hitboxes, right? They don't. Oh, that I'm very happy about. Okay. Let's snip snap the spline point there and there. And then let's jump into Surveyor 2, which I wish I had the option. I wish I had a hotkey for that. Alright, put it there. And then we will go back into Surveyor 1. Can I get it to snap to that? Apparently not. That used to be a thing, right? I'm not hallucinating. I'm not making that up. Okay. This is slightly not straight. Just barely not straight. That's okay. It's parallel with the thing next to it, and that's what matters the most here. Okay, so we need to find 2 commodities that are going to go into here. Right. And these are, like I said, this is going to be some sort of food storage, but maybe it's not cold storage, so maybe it is, you know, maybe it is non-perishable food products, so maybe like canned goods, or maybe like these product crates, right? We've got San Marcos product crates. Those go in this PFE reefer, and I don't think they go in anything else. So maybe that's not the right place because I don't want... Reefers is not the vibe that I'm going for here. Excuse me. Let's see, let's look at our boxcars and see what kind of thing we can fit in them. Oranges. Yeah, just a box full of orange. Boxcar full. You open the door, and they just come rolling out like that one old viral video of the train full of apples or whatever it was. Which again, that's like a pre-AI thing. If that came out now, I'd be like, no, that's AI. Get that out of here. Um, okay. Cement bag pallet. No, I need pallet. I need fruit canned on pallet. So canned fruit. You know, the non-perishable stuff. Um, you could use the Peacemaker boxcars for that. Is there anything the Peacemaker boxcars are explicitly good for on their own, or else they shouldn't be in this list? They're on par with some things. They are on par with this, although the mail product is a problem. Same thing with that. Same thing with that. Oh god, they're set up really poorly. I don't like the Peacemaker boxcars. I shouldn't use them. Oh, finished leather. We've got to make use of that. That's going to come out of the tannery. Yeah, fruit. Canned fruit. Canned fruit is one thing. Although, I could see canned fruit actually coming out of this town instead of coming into this town. Because we have canneries and we have orchards, right? Canned soup and canned beans, maybe. Stuff that is definitely not going to get made here. I could see that. Canned soup and canned beans. We can pick one of these two, right? But I would like to break it up a little bit. I would like to have sun-kissed crate. That's, let me guess, that's also in the reefer. Yeah. I would like to have two different kinds of rail car coming into here. Not two different kinds, but two different ones. So we can have the soup. Fruit and vegetable. Let me guess, that's also in the reefer. Of course. No, it's in custom 40-foot box car 1. We're gonna have to make use of that. That's interesting. Fruit and vegetable is so... We could use it as a substitute for imports, you know? Like, that's just things that we don't have on this map. Yeah, we could do that. Sunkissed who? Yeah, see, Mopac, I knew I put my faith in you for a reason. So... The fruit and vegetable could be coming into the cold storage. That's a good idea that we're going to need to remember for later. So, yeah, no, I heard, I got it. I understood your bad joke, you son of a gun. Boo. I didn't have the mind to respond to it. Okay. So... I want to do canned beans or something. Where did it go? Canned beans on pallet, right? Where is that? It's up here. Canned beans on pallet. These are going to come in with it. We don't make beans here. And they're not perishable, so they're coming into this food warehouse. And they're coming in the DNRGW boxcar. Okay? So one of these is going to be canned beans. And we've got to find... something else non-perishable to go in here for the other ones. And the problem is, it's beans, peaches, sardines, and soup. What else have we got? We could do butter. I mean, butter... Yeah, I mean, butter you want to keep refrigerated, but you don't desperately have to, right? When you're transporting it, you probably want it refrigerated. So we could have that place bringing in butter. But again, this is where the dairy industry is, so maybe butter would be coming out of here. Let's see. Del Monte product crate. That's in the other one too. Oh, we can do corn oil. We definitely need a place that's producing corn oil here. Finished leather. We're gonna use that. I'm gonna forget all this though. That's a shame. Stock car TMP. Now I need to look at one of these other boxcars and see what non-perishable items they have. IKEA pallets, yeah. Pallet of stock feed bags, not helpful. Different kinds of lumber. If anybody sees something interesting, call it out. Boxcar, copper range, vegetable canned pallet, potatoes bagged on pallet. I guess we don't make potatoes around here. Yeah, potatoes would probably come from the south side of the peninsula. We could definitely bring in potatoes. Let's do potatoes. Why not? And then we get the copper range boxcars as well. So let's throw down some copper range boxcars. I'm thinking 4 cars, because that's what fits over there just about. Right? Let's see. Does 4 cars fit on that? Yes. I mean, we could even do more, but 4 makes the most sense to me. Four is a nice, easy number, right? Apricots. Did we have apricots? I don't think I saw apricots. No. That would have been exciting. That would have been a good one. So what did I say? I wanted apricot. I wanted potatoes, and I wanted. It's the other one I highlighted in here. Canned beans on pallet, which needs the Rio Grande boxcars for that. Okay. Canned beans on pallet. We need to, for being like the agrarian center, we need to have more stuff going out. And that's probably what these industries are going to be. I don't know how this would be involved, but that's what I need to look at for stuff along the... I mean, we've got milling companies, but we've got dairy, and we have... You know, again, these are a lot of milling companies. They aren't food-centric. I could see maybe the food as well as being made, like, up there. But we have to think about what commodities we have that are going to be in demand. So anyway. Okay, these guys, and then I want to grab the DNRGW boxcars, which are here, or at least I can grab 4 of them and separate them from the bunch. Separate them from the bunch. And once I have done that, we can set canned beans on pallet. Canned beans on pallet. Again, give people something to do when they get over here. Canned beans on pallet, and then this is going to be potato. Potatoes bagged on pallet. Bags of potatoes. Can't go wrong with a bag of potatoes. Okay. Let's get these 2 in, and it's going to be probably 9 o'clock when we're done with that. Let's put potatoes on the left. Also, we need a name for this place. What are we going to call this place? Think about it. So, potatoes bagged on pallet. Let's get these in the industry commodity balance. Insert 1 row below. I need to make sure that that is correct. I could definitely set up better data validation with this. potatoes, comma, bagged on pallet with P and B capitalized. Needs to be spot on, otherwise it may not get recognized by the sheet. And it just helps keep things straight. Units per carload. We want 4 carloads, so they're going to be 160 units, or 320 in total. 320 in total. Nope. Set this to 50%. Go over to products, items. 160 items of potatoes bagged on pallet. This, unload from vehicle, which I don't think the game actually cares about that at this point. And it's going to consume, let's do 40 every 2160. Oh, sorry, 21600. Or it could be 4 every 2160. Anyway, I do like to have things as small as possible. So I think is that done? Do we have a name? Anybody got an idea? Shire potato. Travis's potatoes. I have an idea. DESTS Foods. STS Foods. Potatoes. Alright, I think that should be good, right? Oh, it's limited to 256 units? Shoot. Alright, well then we have to do... That's a bummer. That means we've got to do 3 carloads. So that I can set this to 240. Which is going to make my math a little bit tougher, I think. I don't know why that is the way that it is. Okay, industry calculator. We want 3 carloads per day. There's 40 units per carload. Okay, never mind. It works. It works. Units per production 4 and 2880. 2880. And 40, 120. Yeah, there we go. This is going to be, I'm going to name this building, which is going to be Shire, Travis, and Sons Foods. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Okay, next up is DESTS Foods. The second thing we're putting in this industry. It's not potatoes. It is cans of beans. Cans of beans. Canned beans. What's taters? Canned beans on pallet. Oh, we have beets and carrots, and we have a bunch of stuff that's on pallet, but we don't have an easy way to. We don't have a way to transport them. Okay, the beans. We need to give her the beans. Sorry, I'm clicking on the wrong tab. Commodity balance. Let's go find the freight car and load first, which is going to be canned beans on pallet. CA. Canned beans on pallet. Oh, and that's 40 as well, so it's going to be 3 carloads. Okay. So it's going to be the exact same math as last time. So this is going to be 240. This is going to be 120. It's going to be 50%. It's going to unload from vehicle. It's going to consume canned beans on pallet. It's going to consume 4 every 2880. Okay. And there we go. There's another one done. And we're before before 9 o'clock, so we're doing pretty good with that. Oh, I still need to get him into the spreadsheet though. Oh, I didn't notice It's Chris was here. I mean I noticed, but I didn't notice it was you. We did a beans on toast commodity. Uh, sorry, I'm in the zone right now. Okay, let's get rid of that. This is consumer industries. Yeah, consumer industries. Just schmutz on my thing. Um, I feel like we're running into a missed opportunity here, and I want to enter these in the sheet, but I'm realizing that we're making these consumer industries, and we need more of ones that are not. We need more canneries and food packing. Like I built this place up to be. It's sort of the agrarian heart, but I guess it doesn't really put out much in terms of the actual food production. I mean, that's what we're gonna have to do over here. Like I said, we're gonna have to make this an outgoing. This is machine fabric, so we're not. That's not it. This is gonna have to be something with foods, probably some kind of cannery. This is gonna have to be something with foods. So is this. Obviously, this is a dairy, but then this is manufacturing. This is a textile mill, right? Yeah. We've got a cannery over there. We've got a meat packing plant over there. We've got this place, which is pretty unassuming, so maybe we can do something with that. We've got this place, which I don't have a name for. I don't know what this is going to be. Maybe this also produces food. We just need to focus on any of the industries that aren't clearly... Oh, this says Bell Paper. This is just a distributor then. Any of these places that aren't already established as doing a specific thing, they need to be producers, not consumers. Okay, now I feel like a LinkedIn post. All right, we need to add 2 more consumer industries. This is going to be STS Foods. So it's going to be Bellington, Dells. It's going to be here. Insert a row below and another row below. Bellington, Dells, STS Foods, beans, and then STS Foods potatoes. Let's see, we've got canned beans on pallet, and then potatoes bagged on pallet. Consumption is going to be 120. And carloads should come out to 3 for all of the above. And just to test if this still works, yeah, okay. So if I switch that today, I can mark it, and it would be good. How does it work for that? Oh, that's too many. It should look for minimum. Okay, so that's in that, and if we look at the commodity balance, look at that, -3. Now we just need to get beans. Save the changes. Alright, so we've got that there. And we've got this. This was something. Is there anything left over here that isn't annoying? I mean, the thing with the tannery is I want it to be, I want its production to be based off of the meat packing plant. And we're going to have to feed this very often, I would think. Well, we've got this big stockyard, right? And this is where an awful lot of cows end up. Now, these cars, they carry how much? we've got cattle, cattle invisible, hog, hog invisible, sheep, sheep invisible. So we're not doing sheep. I could definitely see cows and hogs. This is probably going to be like 90% cattle, though. The thing is, we've got 2 tracks here we can use for 2 different things, but this is probably going to be cattle. The reason I have 2 cars here, I assume, is because if we look at cattle, where are you? Cattle and cattle invisible. If we look at cattle, yeah, so this is an alternate car for cattle. So we should use the non-invisible cattle, because then we can mix things up a little bit. We could also use cows Jersey 01 load if we wanted to do something else. We could have the thing with there being 3 different kinds of cattle means that we could do some different things with our like dynamic flows of cows, right? Is what I'm saying. If we pull up the map, and we're reaching for the map, it's that time again. This one. So, I just minimized Trainz. That's not what I wanted to do. We're only going to accept one kind of cow here, I think. I didn't set this up with 2 different places to load, so we should only do one kind of livestock, otherwise it's going to be really difficult for us. I think maybe we could put some kind of what kind of cleaning agent would you see at a place like this, and do we have it? I was thinking that maybe we could have some cattle going on around here, because we have that available, and then we can transfer it here onto the standard gauge, and then maybe that would come down into Bellington, which would mean we would have to use, for this place, we would have to use just cattle, because that's the same commodity that we have for narrow gauge. Well, we wouldn't have to, but that's what makes sense to me. Yeah, I don't know where there would be. I mean, I guess, we're going to have some grazing land somewhere. Somewhere up here. Maybe near Appleton, even. Maybe we could have a branch that goes out there, but... well, no, sorry. We're looking over here. We're probably looking between Bursington and Fale, and maybe Wakefield. But it doesn't make sense that wouldn't get transferred at Mason Valley. We just don't have that set up. So it would probably have to be Bursington, where there is some cattle rustling. That's the railhead, and then it just goes from here to there, and then it gets put on a train that brings it down to Bellington. Which, that's got to be kind of a pain. I mean, you come down into Bellington. No, I guess you can come down into Bellington. You come right into here. Yeah, but what else do we need for this? And, maybe we don't finish this today, but I want it to be on the mind. So if we look at our industries and balance here, or, our list of commodities, do we have salt? No, we don't. That's kind of... We've got sugar. What do we need for, like, a... preservative for beef? I don't, necessarily think there is one to put in here, but... There's definitely some fun things we could put in here. Beef processing. School rail car. Truck. Argentina, China. Labor and safety issues. I kind of just want to know if there are any other major commodities I should know about. That go into meat packing. I'm gonna be going down the rabbit hole about how this is done. Maybe they're just tanks full of blood, and we ship out tank cars full of blood. It's like it's you know, iron lung up in here. Still haven't seen it though. Variations. I don't. Yeah. Oh, preservation techniques. Canning was an option. Preservatives used in canning meat. Oops. Potassium nitrate and sodium nitrate. Okay. Salt and refrigeration. Yeah, we don't have a salt commodity, which I thought was weird. Yeah, no, nothing. Sodium hydroxide. Ammonium nitrate. Yeah, right. Saxet nitrate. Okay, no. So we don't have any of that either. That is annoying. Salt, sodium chloride, sodium nitrate. Why don't we have salt? That's an easy one. We could have salt. We don't have salt. There probably is one, but it doesn't go with anything. You know, like it doesn't go in anything. That's the biggest problem. Because this is all of the stuff that we were able to. Oh, what is that? Phosphoric acid. Probably not used. What is this used for? Oh, food grade phosphoric acid. Uses. Oh, for fertilizers. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Oh, as a sanitizing agent in the dairy, food, and brewing industries. What carries phosphoric acid? You can have one tank car of phosphoric acid a day. Oh, it's this 50-foot tanker CGTX. Well, okay, we've reached and we've found it. Yeah, so I know sodium chloride is salt. Sodium chloride, that's all. Are you doing the Jimmy Neutron thing? Wouldn't put it past you. Okay. Phosphoric acid is in the 50-foot tanker CGTX. So let's go find that. This is going to be goofy. This is going to be like way out of era. Look at this. That's why there's only going to be one of it. But supports liquid load and ammonium nitrate. Wow, okay, that's a lot of things. Phosphoric acid. Okay, phosphoric acid. Let's see. This is gonna have to go over there. Oh, wait, where's that tank car unloading thing that we just found? Oops. Unloading shed, unloading pipe. Oh, hello, what are you? Whoa! What on earth? Western Maryland car unloader. Oh my god, it picks it up and tips it over. That's enormous. I wonder if it's animated. That's kind of crazy and cool. Wood chips unloader. That's useful. We could maybe take advantage of that in the future. Tank car. That, yeah, I agree. That is an odd contraption. It's straight from the Doohickey Corporation, that's for sure. All right, this is just gonna sit. Oh no! Oh no! What have I done? This thing is gonna have to go over there, but I can't have it. I can't have it. Like, just crying out loud. We're gonna have to put this in later. That's gonna have to go in last. Or really, we're gonna have to move the building out of the way and then put it in there. Oh, and we're gonna have to replace this. This is why this is gonna be annoying. We're gonna have to do this next time, I think, because I don't know if I'm mentally prepared to figure this out. What I need to do is I need to figure out how many oh my god, look at all the freaking cows. How many carloads of cows are going in here over the course of a day? We're definitely just having one carload of that. And then we need to have, like, some kind of packing materials, probably, in getting loaded in here. Some kind of boxcar commodity. Right? I don't know. Maybe we, Can we get just, like, meat? Do we have a meat commodity? No. Oh, we have perishables, but it's a narrow gauge only commodity. I don't know if we're gonna find another thing in here. We could have this be an output, actually. In fact, we could have this all done with these different product crates. We could have an output of the product crates because we've got the reefers, and that's what they have in them. They've got the San Marcos product crate, the Del Monte product crate, and do they have a third one? Because that would be great. San Marcos, Del Monte, Sunkissed, and Tartan. I might avoid Sunkissed, but if we establish 2 or 3 of these as a if we establish 2 or 3 of these as an output, then we might kind of be golden for that. But I did put down. Give me you. Put down these. Let's just put down like a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's a dip. Oops. Ground not flat. Mistake have been made. Oh, it's not gonna let me do that because the train is on the track. Go over there. Train on the water, boat on the track. Oh, we also are missing, crossing. Yeah, we're missing this. There we go. Should I extend this all the way across the road? Why not? I'm just noticing how the shadows are like blocking out everything. Okay. So if we do that with the two different product crates, and I think Del Monte is not it, and Sunkist is not it, so we'll do Tartan and San Marcos as the two outbound product crates from this place. Hey, Bankman! Don't do it. Going to the bag of food. Bankman's going for the bag of food. I need to put that bag of food somewhere else. Okay. Sponsored by Arby's. Alright, so those two. And then we can have an output of something over here that is like a proto-fertilizer, right? Like, something that was mentioned in here is that, oh, you know, no, not slaughterhouse, meatpacking industry, a variety of byproducts, including hides, dried blood, protein meats, and through the process of rendering fats such as tallow. And I don't think we have tallow, right? We don't have tallow, but we could have something. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about going back to it. Son of a gun, don't do it. Let's see. I'm trying to find out what would be an output here in our list. Another output. Probably not Charmin paper towels. But if it's just like a predecessor to... If it's like a predecessor to... what is Ganister? Predecessor to fertilizer. Oh, it's a rock. Huh. Okay. Bales, hogs. What if we put cows in and hogs come out? I'm surprised we don't have, like, you know... I don't know. I don't know how bone meal is typically transported. But there's got to be something. We could sort of... I mean, we could always do good old general goods as an output. Just for, like, this is the other stuff. I think that actually might be the play. We might want to do general goods. It just makes a couple of boxcars of general goods. Thanks, Edwin. Thanks for stopping by. I think, yeah, we just need to grab a couple of boxcars of general goods. The output general goods, which... I forget that we have that as an option. General goods, out, box, which is the box kind, which is to say that they go in some kind of car. They go in the 40-foot nickel plate boxcar. So give me that. Let's just take these and put them over here. And then we're going to set them full of general goods. Add... Oh, God. Can I hit... No. We're going to be here for a while. Do you think I have enough? What's funny is I can't even use half of these because they're not baked in. I mean, maybe I can now because maybe I can get away with all this stuff. But formerly, you couldn't put these things in here. This is obnoxious. That you can't search. Imagine if I was going for something that started with W. Imagine if I picked the wrong one. There's two kinds of general goods. Which one is it? That was the wrong one. I'm not even kidding. That was the wrong one. It's... God damn it. Oh, I can add it down here. Add it down here. Add it down here. It does feel like things are getting better, though. Because if these cars can carry all this different stuff that they weren't originally set up for under the Living Railroad, then things could get a lot more flexible, and not necessarily in a bad way. The only way that it could be bad, the only way that it would be bad, is now these cars are going to be able to pick up my, like, internal commodities, and I never want that to happen. Never, ever, ever. So that's a little concerning. That is just a little concerning, that I saw all the letters when I was going through the list. The letters were supposed to be something that no car would ever be able to pick up. No car on this map would ever be able to pick up. But, I don't know. I guess we're going to have to deal with that. We're going to have to blow up that bridge when we come to it. So this place, the reason this has such a large yard is because I would expect you have to shunt this multiple times a day. You can't just put everything in there and, you know, at 6 a.m. and call it good. It's not Railroader. Just kidding. Railroader is often the, you know, at higher contract levels, you have to feed industries more than once a day, which is good. I think that's good. It keeps you engaged. So, let's see. San Marcos product crate. Yep. And then Tartan product crate. These are both some kind of meat. All right. And then we have general goods out, and we're gonna have lots of cows going in. You know, if we can fit, let's say, 4 cars over here. I mean, you can fit 6, but 4 or 5 cars, 6 cars maybe. If you had 4 cuts of 6 cars, that's 24 carloads of cows over the course of a day. Now, what if you went more than that? I mean, what if you really filled the yard up? Well, the yard, if you pack 24 cars in here, it'd be about half full. So if you've got 24 loaded and 24 empty, then maybe you're all right. If we want to go a little bit more than that and say, okay, well, we can fit 8 cars in here. Now we're looking at 64 in total. That's 32 carloads a day, 32 loaded, 32 empty. That's a lot of cars. That's a lot of work. Hello, TJ. Sorry, that just clicked. So, you know, I want to keep things interesting, certainly. But I don't know if I would want to go more than 24. Maybe you could do... So if you really shove these all the way through the back here, maybe you could do 32. Maybe you could do 28. 28 would be fine. That's 4 cuts of 7 cars apiece. I could live with 28. So let's put down 28 cars to remind ourselves that this is what we're gonna do. It smells like Gloria's already cooking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, see, that doesn't quite fit. But that's okay, because you've got more room on the next track over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoops. I'm bringing a 40-foot boxcar of tallow to a diner once a week so they can fry their French fries. Yeah, that's true. We don't have. Do we have like? We have like edible oils, right? I guess not. We've got steel coils. We've got bunker seed. We've got canola oil. Okay, we've got corn oil, crude oil, steel coils, mobile oil, olive oil, palm oil, peanut oil, soy oil. Lots of steel coils. Veggie oil. And that's it. We don't have like a. We don't have a different kind of. We don't have anything that can sub as tallow. But we're definitely going to have places that are putting out that kind of oil. Or, you know, putting out the vegetable oil equivalent. Okay, so these are going to be full of cows. Let's fill these up with cows. Cattle. They're just going to chill here in the yard for a while. They'll be all right. Yep. Now I'm realizing that we actually might not be able to fit all of these cars in here. Although we've got this track as well. This is a stub, not for unloading, but for cleaning. So it's just there. It should provide us with enough room. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll add another 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And then we can fit the last 7 here. That's pretty much all the cars we're going to need for doing this operation, like full stop. And the goal is to have decently long trains. Now, the question is, where is the beef coming from? Probably out in Douglas, you know, all the way out there, or maybe even just in Randall, and it's just coming down. You know, maybe it runs more than once a day. But Randall, Mansfield, Douglas, Cobra, that's where it would be coming from. And I could also see some of it coming from points north, maybe. But probably not too far. And yeah, some of it is going to come from around Bursington and Wakefield. The railhead that they'd pick them up at is Bursington, so everybody would come down to Bursington. And then they'd go over to here on the narrow gauge, and then this way on the standard gauge. So, and that's all just for this plant. We will have other meatpacking plants that are smaller in scale. This is probably going to be the largest one on the map, but they're going to handle other things. We do need to handle pigs at some point, and the other kind of cow. You know, I'm realizing I could do something with the sheep. Not for food, because I have the wool, I have the bleachery, right? And we've got, do we have invisible sheep? Is basically what I'm asking. We do. We have sheep and invisible sheep. Do the cars carry both? They do. Oh, we're gonna change up the sheep game. This is something I'm gonna have to do. We're gonna change up the sheep game because I don't want the sheep to go from the farm to the bleachery and then vanish, right? I don't want them to disappear. I think I want the sheep to get shorn and then have to go back to the farm. So it's like a captive service of sheep. It is the non-invisible sheep get loaded onto the car, they get taken to the bleachery, they turn into invisible sheep. I want to make clear that I am not oblivious to the ridiculousness of the things that are coming out of my mouth. and then the invisible sheep go back to the farm. When you shave, the only thing that's visible is the wool. When you shave the wool off, they're invisible. That's the implication here. Oh, we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to do that with the invisible sheep. Oh, and then we have the tannery. That's right. We got to do we need to finish this. We've got our cows. We've got our general goods out, the beef tallow, whatever the heck. We've got our cleaning agents. We've got 2 different kinds of crates going out for meat. I don't know why we need 2 different crates. We can figure that out later. Just to keep things interesting. And then we need our final thing here, which is leather. Finished leather. Finished leather is transported in what kind of car? Well, a boxcar, of course. The 40-foot boxcar PRR. Is this the X31? No, it's not the X31. It's the other one. It's this one, 76642. Yes. Okay, perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. This oldie but a goodie for sure. Please tell me there's not a giant list. Okay, cool. It only supports certain things. Finished leather. This is basically a note to us to say, hey, we need to do that. We're going to need a lot of industry links. And we're going to need a lot of intermediate commodities here so that nothing gets shuffled around. That's going to be tricky. Out of context, I sound like a conspiracy theorist. And the other thing that's tricky is these boxcars, which have been our saving grace, now carry way too much stuff. We might have to stop using these. We might have to see if there are alternate cars for every place we use the nickel plate boxcars. Which is to say, the fertilizer bag pallet, and we can go from the top here. I just kind of want to see, is there any place we're turbo screwed? The barley, I don't think we're using this barley anywhere. No, okay, the barley can go in the covered hopper. That's fine. The cement bag pallet can go in the other boxcar, the Boston and Maine boxcar. That's fine. We will survive. The fertilizer bag pallet, I am going to hope it's the same deal. Yes, it is. Although it carries fewer. It should still be alright. Flour bag pallet. Uh-oh. We might be in trouble with the flour bag pallet. Oh, okay, we've got the SN 2300 series boxcar. That carries flour bag pallet. Maybe this isn't going to matter. Maybe it won't matter when we turn the lights on and make everything work. But fruit can-on pallet, we've got that. General goods. There are plenty of other things that carry general goods, but we need specifically the crate general goods. Okay, we've got reefers and that other boxcar, so there's that. There's plenty of stuff that carries that. Okay, because I've tried to move stuff away from it. Vegetable can pallet, we can use the Peacemaker boxcar, but that's got its own problems. I think we're going to be okay if we have to ditch these, because the AI starts hoovering up the intermediate products. But I'm really kind of worried about it. This might be our big deal for next time. Maybe I'm done doing scenery for a little bit, and I'm going to work on the industries. We shall see. But it's going to take me more than 20 minutes to program this whole industry. It's probably going to take me a full episode. So I think we'll leave it off there. I am glad that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new functional industry tracks. That's a pretty good deal for today. There are going to be some things that are going to be troublesome. going forward. For example, the ice track, which I might just set up to just put ice into cars and just say, whatever, it just works. I also have this stub track where I wanted to maybe put, I don't know, something. Some kind of something. I don't know what. A little intake. I don't know what it could be. If we had salt, I would put salt there, maybe. But we don't have a salt commodity. Well, hold on. Hold that thought. Because I go... Transload is a good idea. I could have that. That's where the tractors get dropped off. EM rock salt. Rock salt bulk, but it does not have a specific car. Salt bag pallet. Salt lick blocks on pallet. Okay, so we have 3 different kinds of salt that are available. This is probably the one that... Okay, so are there dependents? There are some industries, but no cars. Salt bag pallet. I bet if I take the next 30 minutes to scroll down the list of items in here, we will find salt bag pallet. I bet. How fast can I scroll? Oh, if I scroll and mouse over the thing, it goes a little bit faster. We're already to C. As long as I don't accidentally mouse off of this and ruin it. See the characters in there? I thought those were safe. I thought they were safe. We'll figure out the transload thing in a minute, though. I do want to do a transload thing, and we've got some interesting flat car commodities that I think would work great for that. Alright, we're going to S. We're going to salt bag pallet. Because if this is there, in theory, we can do it. We just are totally at the whim of Living Railroad in terms of what it thinks it can put in this car. Which is a lot of things. Custom category salt. Why scroll through it? Just use content manager and do custom category salt. What? Oh, wait, did I go buy it? Moment of truth. Salt bag pallet. This thing could pick up salt, but I don't want to trust it to pick up salt. You know? I could have it carry 40 salt bag pallet. But it's not in here, you know? And I don't trust it. I don't trust it to work. It hasn't been working anyway, right? It hasn't been working anyway. These cars were trying to load stuff, and it just was not... It wasn't happening previously, and I couldn't figure out why it wasn't going from the industry into the car. And I didn't know if it was an industry problem, or if it was a car problem, or if it was an AI problem. I could not figure it out, and I still don't know. It's why I'm afraid to turn Living Railroad back on. Like, clearly some things have changed. Clearly, I mean, there has been an update. But I don't know if it's any better. Currently, there are just locomotives tooling around out in the world, trying to deliver a single boxcar of lumber to a place where they can't take lumber, or something like that. But this is what we've got. We're going to have 28 loads of cows in, 2 general goods, 6 product crates, 4 hides, and then 1 load of cleaning agents in. Let's see. So there was a thing. Was it called? It was called Strange. Strange thing load for gondola. I don't want a gondola though. I want a tarp load for a flat car. Let's see, what have we got for flat cars? 50-foot flat car PRR. We've got a trailer. That's not helpful. Steel coils, also not great for this. Lumber, no. Lang holes, which I think are like pipes. C-beams. Aluminum billets. Containers. Lumber. Let's look at C-beams and the other one. Oh, whoops, no, not steel coils. Lang holes. Oh, it's lumber. Okay, well, I don't want very long lumber. Thank you. What about C-beams? C-beams could be it. I could see C-beams. And they're a nice looking commodity too. I think. They seem nice to me. Do we have another kind of flat car? We've got the 70-ton flat car, which can do bricks, can do a log stack. We don't need a log stack. This is all messed up. Lumber. I think we only have that for the bricks. We definitely only have that for the bricks. Gondola, log car, flat car, 24-foot flat car. That's a narrow gauge car. Bulkhead flat car. Does that make sense? No, that's only for pulpwood and lumber, rough cut lumber. Rio Grande flat car for lumber, flat car for coil steel, and I assume this only has coil steel. Yeah, that's going to be some inside the steel mill stuff because there are so many different kinds of steel. Do we have any other flat cars? I think we might be out. But we've got the FM flat car. Does the FM flat car have anything interesting going on? I don't think so. No, it's got a 40-foot container. If we want to move 40-foot containers. The Union Pacific flat car has got containers, has got flat stock, general goods. In general goods on a flat car, that's kind of funny. Logs. Anything new here? No, nothing new. I should be divvying these commodities up. Something else should be purple. I think it's these. I think it's going to be these. I mean, we could do a gone, but I don't want to do a gone. Yeah, why not? C-beams. It's the only place that we have C-beams going at this point. So I'll just put them there. It's just like a random load. Because we don't have like a transload place. That does work for that, huh? And then this place is abandoned. I'm not going to put any active tracks there. So I think that about wraps it up for today. We have plenty to go. We have sort of thrown the gauntlet down to ourselves. I have thrown the gauntlet down to myself to do this next time. I don't know if I will, but it's pretty high on my list. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know this has been a little bit of change. Maybe it's a change for the better. It's been a little bit less of, happy little accidents out here doing suburbia, and more of the spreadsheet activities that some folks are definitely used to. But, I have to try to alternate. I want the AI worker, the AI work, the industries, the functioning industry part of the map is way behind where we're building now. It doesn't feel like it, but it is. Because we're not done with this town, but that stuff hasn't been touched. Those are the first functioning industries in Bellington. At least that are up to our spec. But I've got to do that, I've got to do that. I've got to do the invisible sheep situation. And I've got to work on staging too. So, the AI stuff, the operations of the map have a long way to come. I'll see you next week. This is the Admiral, signing off.